Raise your fists together. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
Red and yellow, brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Everybody is somebody. Stop the violence. Save the children. Stop bullying. Save the children.
Hold your head high. Stick your chest out. You can make it. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sonia Whitaker, National Education Policy Director for Push for Excellence. Thank you so much for giving of your gift of time and joining us here on our Saturday morning forum. We'd like to thank Word Network for bringing you to us and us to you. And yet we recognize that there are many of you who are watching us right now on Facebook Live. If you're doing so, we'd like to ask that you like our page. And for the many of you who are watching us right now on YouTube Live, we'd like to ask that you subscribe to our page so that you may gain immediate access to all of the content that we have in store for you. And speaking of content, we can't do this without you. We need your support, and we've made it really easy for you to give. You can simply take that cell phone of yours right now and hold it to the QR code on your screen and give right on the spot. Or you can take that same cell phone and simply text the word PUSH to 41444. Text PUSH to 41444. Or you can simply go to our website at rainbowpush.org and click on the donate button. Now, whatever you do, don't move, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back because the push is on.
Wall Street 2023, March 20th and 21st, on the New York Stock Exchange for the entire day. We're going to be in New York from procurements to contracts to investment technology, professional services, banking, capital reinvestment projects. The list goes on and on and on. You go to rainbowpush.org and know more and register for that conference. And let me tell you something, they're going fast. And so you need to go to Eventbrite right now and register if you're involved in any facet of finance, economics, money, wealth creation, wealth building. Wall Street 2023 is for you. Go right now to rainbowpush.org or Eventbrite. Register, get your ticket. I'm telling you, the guests, the CEOs, the people that are going to be made available to you. Go now to www. I'm telling you, the tickets are going. I'm just telling
and look,
you,
the East
people
Coast,
buy them in bundles.
Don't let the East Coast outbuy the Midwest. All of you should go, especially right around that East Coast, Baltimore, New York, New Jersey. I know Reverend Cassius Rudolph, you ought to be at Wall Street this year. We'll just call him out.
Bishop Calvin Rice right there in Queens, New York. You need to be at Wall Street. Listen, your name means a lot to you. Your brand means a lot to you. Go to www.rainbowpush. Get that ticket right now and join us at Wall Street 2023.
Push Excel's goal is to inspire students to strive for excellence in education in spite of personal, family, and community challenges that they might experience. How do we do this? By advocating for educational policies that guarantee equal funding for all students without regard to race or economic standing. By engaging parents, students, and teachers in pursuing high-quality education and striving for educational excellence at every level. And by forging partnerships with community-based and public sector stakeholders in education. Now, Push Excel is a national model program with the purpose of connecting principals, parents, popular personalities, and students in a bond and to support students at every level on the educational ladder. Now, we want you to become a member of the Rainbow Push Coalition and Push Excel. Your annual membership can help us to change policies that impact students, colleges, and universities all around the country. So step up and sign up today. Membership is only $35, and if you're a student or a senior, $15. Just go to our website, rainbowpush.org, and push join to become a member or push donate to support the Push Excel program. You can also text the word Push Excel, that's PUSHEXCEL, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give us any amount that you feel comfortable giving or call us at 773-256-2775. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you. And remember to keep hope alive.
When you shop, Amazon gives. Visit Amazon Smile and select Push for Excellence as your charitable organization by starting your shopping at smile.amazon.com.
Thank you for joining us on our Spotlight for Education. I'm Dr. Sonia Whitaker, and I have the distinct honor of once again being joined by
Reverend Jeanette Wilson, and I'm excited because for the first time on this show, we have the Reverend
Chauncey Brown.
our special guest. Listen, we have so much to cover today. It seems like, if it's okay, I'd like to start with our top topic. It seems like we're always talking about Florida, but thanks for reminding me that there is a lot of things going on there that impact the likelihood that Black and brown children and children experiencing the impact of poverty, which includes white children, will be successful in school. And the topic relevant to what's happening in Florida today is specific to the fact, for those of you who do not know, there is a movement right now to ban the work of bringing in another curriculum company who is focused on addressing SEL, which is also known as social and emotional learning. And unfortunately, the goal on the part of the state is to suggest that social emotional learning is a part of the same dialogue or a part of the same rhetoric associated with the false beliefs that critical race theory is being taught in America's pre-K through 12 institutions. So where I'd like to go with this is really focused on the need for students to have experiences in school that address their social and emotional needs. Do you have a tendency to agree with that or not?
Well, I think there's several things. Social emotional learning is a big issue today with the level of violence you see all around the country, where children are finding themselves in school and yet they're fighting and addressing issues of gun violence, of people going into buildings, shooting up elementary schools, high schools. It is unsettling for young people. And then if you look at major cities like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, the violence in school communities, around schools, and children are growing up as if they're in a war-torn community with this level of violence. That impacts them socially, it impacts them emotionally. And so when people say our children need SEL, social emotional learning, it doesn't mean they're crazy. It means that our society is negatively impacting them in a way that causes them to have unchecked anxieties, for them to behave. They can't sleep at night because of the gunshots that they hear all night long or through the day, depending on where they live. And we keep acting like that's normal, that these 8, 9, 10, 12, 15-year-olds will wake up and everything is going to be okay. You know, think about it.
Absolutely. And Pastor, I know that you have the great honor of receiving our students on Sundays. But it's my understanding your background is also in education. So kind of leaning on both of your worlds, for the lack of a better term, I would like to ask how important you think it is that schools continue to adopt curriculums that allow teachers to develop the skills needed to address the social and emotional needs of the students that they serve.
Absolutely. I believe, going on what both Dr. Whitaker and Dr. Wilson have said, it's very important that we take care of our students socially, emotionally, for the learning environment. We're asking students to come into a room and be in a space that no adult knows how to properly manage post-pandemic. And we're asking students that are K through 12, we're asking them to come into a room learn while also dealing with the instability of their homes, instability in their churches, in their community, and we're saying just learn. I think it's dangerous. I believe that when we remove SEL, we really remove our students from a proper learning environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, what I was going to say, think about it. You're asking a child who didn't have dinner, who had lunch at noon or 11, depending on how the school schedule functions. They haven't had any food since 12 o'clock. To now come to your building with no breakfast, and they get a little breakfast maybe at your school, and then you're saying, did you do your homework? Well, where's home? If 20% of the children are homeless in some schools, what does homework mean to them? Where do they do it? If they're riding the L's all night long or sleeping in a tent in Chicago where there's no heat, no electricity, how do I do what this thing called homework is? I'm still trying to figure out with my parents where we're going to sleep, or if I'm sleeping at a relative, or if I'm, and they don't have but one bedroom. So there's no plate. I don't have a little desk like you see on television, and I don't have my bed, and there's 3 or 4 brothers and sisters with me. We don't have separate beds. We're just barely making it in alternative places. So it means that we have to look at how is all of this, life itself, impacting a child. You with them every day as an administrator.
And what I've found is that, I mean, it's hard for the adults that are responsible for providing the instruction, providing the support, providing the love, and providing the food. So it's 10 times harder for the young adults and the students that we serve. And it reminds me of a lot of what we experienced during COVID in terms of the focus on making sure that we as educators knew what the needs were so that we could provide them. And so I'd like to pivot a little bit and talk about wraparound services. Okay. Because when we begin to think about all of those things that we just described, I can't help as a practicing educator to think about the term wraparound services. In other words, during COVID and beyond, we've learned that we can't do it by ourselves, pastors, that we needed to reach across and ask for help. And so one of the things that we talked about earlier, which I think it's important to share, is how important it is that we form bonds with our local organizations, corporations, and as well as the church. And I'd like for you all to weigh in on that.
Go ahead, Doctor.
As I have the privilege of pastoring in Maywood, Illinois, I believe it's so important for our community to come together as one. We built relationships at the Second Baptist Church with our daycares, with our school systems, with our local government officials to ensure that our students are served around the clock. We realize that the 7.5 hours we have at school every day does not compare to the potential environment that they're leaving our safety from, and they're going to unstable places. They're going to places where they're hungry, where they don't have time to work, and we have to make sure that we're not just 7-hour teachers or 7-hour preachers or 2-hour preachers, but we have to be ministers to their families 24/7.
Well, I think it was about 3 decades ago now, Reverend Bishop Henry Williamson adopted this idea of one church, one school. So every church was asked, every pastor was asked, let's partner with the school closest to your church. Whether your parishioners come from that school needs you. It needs the things that the church can bring. You have students who arrive, they don't have sufficient clothing. And so the church can help, even if it's a uniform. Some parents can't afford to buy the school uniforms. If you got 5 kids, that's 5 uniforms. If it's a uniform school, if it's not, now you have children going to school, and there's a competition for what do I wear. I don't have what everybody else has. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for my next hand-me-down, because if I'm the baby, I'm getting. So that's why the collaboration between churches and schools. When I went to work at Chicago Public Schools, I was doing crisis intervention and in the school and in the community, because what we found, the kids are stepping over slain students and other people, violence in the home, violence all around them, all sorts of fear that they have to deal with, and then they have to come to school, and you expect Johnny, Jane, and Mary Sue to sit there and pay attention. you're not focused. How can I focus? I got up, I got here. That took a lot because I got to go past my little gangbangers trying to decide whether or not I'm going to keep straight to school or I'm going to go with them and hold that cellophane or that little baggie so I can get money for the family.
Yeah.
And I'll close with this point. I went to a home of a mother who had lost one of her sons to violence. He's a drug dealer. And when I got to the home, the drug dealers were sitting on the porch of the house next door to her. Her youngest son was, he was murdered trying to hide out from the drug dealers. And so it was very painful for me. And then I get in the house, she's got a flat screen television. It's like 70 inches across the front because her values were different than the mothers that I knew when we grew up. We were poor, but we didn't really know it. We just knew we had love.
Yeah.
And we had structure.
And I would say on the flip side of that, and this actually makes me think about the importance of the church and school connection. And it actually my thoughts came as a direct result of during COVID, we gave out wireless laptop computers, and I've shared this on the broadcast before. You've not heard me say this. And we also gave out Wi-Fi hotspots. And I'll never forget meeting with parents because I was so excited that as a district we were able to make these resources available for students. And I went up to a mother and I said, we've got this available for you. Are you excited? And she said, kind of. And it really took me back, you all. And I said, kind of. She said, I appreciate the laptop. I appreciate the plug. I appreciate the Wi-Fi hotspot, but I have nowhere to plug it in. And I said, what are you talking about? She says, I have a house, but I don't have electricity.
I mean, so
it never dawned on me.
That's
right. You're talking about being culturally incompetent in that space. It never dawned on me that they didn't have electricity to plug those in, not on that day. It just didn't. That's hard to say, but that's reality. And so, pastors, what I am suggesting is, I think as school district officials, we do the best we can to provide breakfast and lunch, sometimes even dinner. We provide Wi-Fi whether students are on the property, and we hold them after school. But some of them take the same devices, and not only do they need a place to go and eat, but they need a place to go to plug up those devices even after hours so they can do the homework that they didn't get done in the evening or after school program.
So that social emotional means somebody has to spend
tie-in.
time with them.
Yeah.
Because don't send me straight to class when I get to the building. You need to let me detox from whatever my environment, and I may not be able to tell you. I can't, as a child, explain everything. It was just bad. There may have been a fight in the house the night before. And now you expect me to just walk into the building and sit down and you're writing math on the board. Or in high schools, I went to a high school and they start out with, you got kids in trigonometry at 7:30 in the morning. It's just the school day started with one of the hardest subjects, and you expect the kids, A, B, or half the students, I was in the room, they were asleep. You don't know the nighttime environment of many homes. And so I asked the teacher, I said, could you turn around? Because she's just writing on the board. And the students, and nobody's paying attention. And they said, well, we have problems in the classroom. That's classroom manager. Well, if I've been up all night and you're writing some numbers on the board, I can't focus.
Right.
And so we have to help the schools do their job, help teachers do their job, principals and administrators, because we got to give them the supports that these children need.
I think we have to highlight, again, the SEL and how important it is, and remind the people no effort is too small.
That's right.
We can't minister or lead or teach 300 students at a time, 400 students, 500, 600, 700 at one time. But maybe your church, your organization can adopt the entire school.
Nice.
Adopt a classroom.
Right.
Adopt 10 students. Do a small group. Because oftentimes our students are experiencing trauma through the nighttime and neglecting relationships in the daytime.
Right.
And attempting to learn, but they're traumatized.
Absolutely.
Right. And so there you have it. Spotlight on education. We want to close by suggesting that you don't believe the hype. any hype that would suggest that exposing students to curricular content that focuses on supporting them socially and emotionally is just not the direction that we want to head. So thank you again for joining us on Spotlight on Education. We look forward to seeing you again on next Saturday.
And so, before you leave, I want you to join us if you're in Chicago, the Chicagoland area, pastors, teachers, educators. We have a STEAM program that is unbelievable. It's unmatched anywhere in the country. We're doing esports, we're doing coding, we're doing robotics, we're doing digital media. You want your child to learn this firsthand when they're young. I got my daughter into computer science at 2. She could read when she entered kindergarten. Not because I'm so gifted or anything, it's because she was in a program called Read a Rabbit, then Write a Rabbit. She learned to read and write early on. We have to start with our children when they're able to, they're like sponges. Send your child to us. We're at 930 East 50th Street in Chicago. It's the STEAM program. You don't want your child to be without STEAM. And we got STEAM for them.
There you have it. We'll be right back.
My name is Alina Coker, and I will be talking about Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Jackie Joyner-Kersee is an African-American track and field athlete, 2-time Olympic gold medalist and world champion. She was born in East St. Louis, Illinois. As a high school athlete at East St. Louis Senior High School, she qualified for the finals in the long jump at the 1980 Olympic trials. Joyner-Kersee attended UCLA, where she starred in both track and field and in women's basketball. In the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, she won the silver medal in the heptathlon. She dominated the Olympic sport of heptathlon, which is a series of 6 demanding events. Joyner-Kersee won the Olympic gold medal for the United States in 1988 and 1992 and set the world record. She was the first American woman to win Olympic gold in the long jump, leaping to an Olympic record of 7.40 meters. She earned a reputation as the world's best all-around female athlete.
This is Bishop Tavis Grant, the Acting National Executive Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition, and this is State of the Movement. You know, this is International Women's Month, and it behooves us at such a time as this to celebrate the many women who have participated, served, suffered, and sacrificed for this, what we call the civil rights movement. So many of them, from the very inception of this movement, gave themselves, their lives, and their well-being to this incredible movement, and their names and what they've done are going to be celebrated this year here at the Rainbow Push Coalition. You know, one of the things that we have learned, that our nation, our community, and our world is a lot better when there is diversity, inclusion, and equity. Women have paid the price to ensure that that happens. The civil rights movement has done such a tremendous job to provide position, place, and purpose to women, playing a significant role in ensuring that this democracy works for all. And so many of them on the front lines, so many of them serving from various vantage points, whether it be political, education, economic, and or public service. Women have done the job of ensuring that families and communities and our culture has the prominence and their placement, not in the background, but on the front line. You know, when you think about the various number of women who have, in the very beginning, were on the front lines of these marches, on the front lines of these demonstrations, riding freedom buses, and then facilitating all of the various roles in public service, this is the reason why we're celebrating these amazing women. We want to thank them. We want to salute them. We want to acknowledge them. We want to recognize them for what they've contributed to making sure that the movement goes forward. And so wherever you are, and whatever you have done and whatever you're doing, north, south, or east, or west, we want you to know that women matter, and this is your time to shine, and we celebrate and thank you for making us better. This is State of the Movement.
When I think of Rainbow Push, I think of two words: social justice.
Education advocacy.
Political empowerment.
Freedom and equality.
Global humanitarian.
Evolutionary, revolutionary.
Political change.
Inclusion, evolution. Push Excel.
Progress, justice.
Jesse Jackson.
Keep hope, keep alive. Keep hope, keep alive.
Love for disciplines.
Equality and perseverance.
Corporate partnership.
People united.
Push yes.
I'm Otis Moss III.
I'm Frederick Douglass Haynes III.
And we are here simply just to say to you about an incredible organization known as Operation Push.
Can I be admitted? No, sir, you cannot be admitted. Why? I am not going to serve here.
Because of my race? Operation Push has been here for us even when we didn't know it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the doors that you walk through is because of the fact that somebody knocked those doors down.
I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
And because of Operation Push, when it started as Operation Breadbasket, after the assassination of Dr. King, they decided to build an organization that were people united to save humanity.
Just what is Operation Push?
Well, Operation Push is a civil economics organization. It's a religious organization with an economic mission. And we believe that the black church is the political and spiritual salvation of our people. And it is to that extent that we challenge churches and churchmen to get involved.
And so we are simply asking those who have been blessed by Push to join the movement.
That's right. And if you do that, I promise you, you are blessing the next generation. And that's what we need, generationally, to bless those who come behind us, just as those before us made sure that we could have what we have. That's Operation Push, pushing doors open. But we can't push if we don't have your hand involved.
We want to turn on the gas. We want to turn on the water. We want to sell the clothes. We want to sell the cars. We want to be men. We want self-determination.
And it was Jesse Jackson who was the young man of the movement and now is an elder statesman. And we've got to make sure that we have another generation that will be pushing forward, another generation that will be building an Operation Breadbasket, another generation that will be talking about new economic strategies for those who are poor.
And ensuring that we are never politically disenfranchised. I hope you already recognize that there is a movement afoot to rob us of what we fought so hard for and shed blood for, and that is the right to express our voice through voting.
If blacks vote in great numbers, progressive whites win. It's the only way progressive whites win. If blacks vote in great numbers, Hispanics win. When blacks, Hispanics, and progressive whites vote, women win. When women win, children win. When women and children win, workers win. We must all come up together. We must come up together.
We need you in Rainbow Push to make sure we are politically empowered and enfranchised.
There is no other organization like Rainbow Push, and we encourage you to make sure that you join and financially support. If we don't support it, no other organization will. It is our duty, it is our job to support our organizations.
We got to do it. Grassroots organization, hitting the streets and challenging those in the suites. That's Operation Push.
I like that. I'm Reverend Otis Moss III.
Hey, I'm Frederick D. Haynes III. He's rubbing off on me.
Make sure you join Operation Push, Rainbow Push, today.
Keep hope alive.
all the world today knows that we are here and we are standing before the forces of power in the state of Alabama saying we ain't going to let nobody turn us around.
Community, it seems like it was forgotten. Resources are absent and people are suffering.
We had black pride, we had unity, but when we integrated, something happened.
It's literally rich agricultural land here, but nothing is here. And you just have to wonder why.
We still have a lot of racism in Selma.
There's no help here. They don't want to help you.
It's staggering to know that places like this exist without this help.
Houses are falling down. It's just haven't recovered from one hit after another. It's time for us to start pouring some love into Selma.
People need to see that people care.
All of them just want to be loved, and I don't think they were ready for the amount of love that we brought.
I was in tears. To see the expression on his face, knowing my grandson like I know him, I thank each and every one of you all because you might have saved his life.
Selma's home, and there is a need.
I don't want to live back in 65. I tell everybody, no, I'm trying not to go back. I think we need a new Selma where everybody is on one accord working to better where they live at. And that's my vision for Selma.
Make us worthy, Lord, to continue to serve, to continue to pray, to continue to walk together, and not get weary on this bridge leading on to that great camp meeting in the promised land. We offer this prayer in the name of the one who, like us, was poor. In the name of the one who, like us, was displaced without a home. In the name of the one who, like us, was duped and scorned. In the name of the one who, like us, had no citizenship. In the name of the one who, like us, was hunted and pursued by the authorities. In the name of the one who, like Ahmaud Arbery, whose brother is here today, was hunted and pursued by vigilantes.
This past weekend, we celebrated the 58th anniversary of the march called Bloody Sunday. John Lewis, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Reverend Jesse Jackson, and so many others that we call the beloved foot soldiers, put on the minds and hearts and conscience of America that the resistance to change would not break our spirit. Imagine those hundreds and hundreds of students, of common persons, crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge, facing dogs, batons, guns, and the viciousness of police brutality, live and in living color on televisions all over the world, particularly here in America, to the degree that it became the pivot and the turning point for the move of justice in this democracy.
At times, history and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom. So it was at Lexington and Concord. So it was a century ago at Appomattox. So it was last week in Selma, Alabama. There, long-suffering men and women peacefully protested the denial of their rights as Americans. Many were brutally assaulted. One good man, a man of God, was killed. Many of the issues of civil rights are very complex and most difficult. But about this, there can and should be no argument. Every American citizen must have an equal right to vote.
How long will justice be crucified and truth buried? Yes, sir. I come to say to you this afternoon, however difficult the moment, yes, sir, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long, because truth crushed to earth will rise again. Yes, sir. How long? Not long. Yes, sir. Because no lie can live forever. Yes, sir.
What a contribution this past weekend. I want to thank the organizers, Hank Sanders and Rose Fire Sanders, for celebrating and saluting the work and legacy of Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson. Rose Fire Sanders recited such a powerful poem that she dedicated to Reverend Jackson, and then the plethora of leaders who came together to celebrate his life. So moving, going across the Edmund Pettus Bridge with leadership accompanied by the President of the United States, Joseph Biden, and members of his cabinet, Congresswoman Sewell from that area, that district where Selma is, to walk across that bridge, and one more time to have Reverend Jackson on the front line. It was moving, it was meaningful, and it was unforgettable. And it just reminds us of the relentless spirit we must have to ensure that we continue the fight, we continue the push, we continue the struggle for freedom in these Americas. Seeing whites and blacks and Hispanics, labor and political and electeds and civil servants, seeing people of all walks from all quarters of our country coming together this past weekend, saying that freedom and justice and liberty is what we want. I want to thank those organizers. I want to thank our partners. I want to thank those leaders for doing such an incredible job in making sure the flame of justice is shining bright as we are keeping hope alive.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see a light in the dark, smile in my face, though we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, no, I love you for that. Honest and selfless, I don't know if this helps it, but good job, you're doing a good job, good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. Good job, you're doing a good job, good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. 6 in the morning, and as soon as you walk through that door, everyone needs you again. The world's out of order. There's not a sound when you're not around. Always on your feet, hard to keep that energy. I know when it feels like the end of the road. job, good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. Good job. Oh, good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. The mothers, the fathers, the teachers that reach us, strangers to friends that show up in the end. From the bottom to the top, the listeners that hear us, this is for you. You make me feel it. Good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. Good job. Good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah.
Good morning. We are in the midst of a major drive to get more members, more people engaged and involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. If you're interested in public policy and you want to help change the policies that impact those incarcerated, change the policies that impact students attending colleges and universities. If you want to be a policymaker, then you need to join Rainbow Push and join by paying your $35 right now. Some of you watch us every week. You listen to us on the radio. You're viewing us in social media. We need you to become a member. It's only $35 a year. If you believe in the scholarships that we give to thousands of students each and every year, we've awarded more than $10 million to scholars year to date. What do you have to do to give and support Push? It's really very simple. You can go to rainbowpush.org if you're on a computer and press donate. Give any amount. Every dollar is important. If you want to talk to somebody, call us at 773-256-2775. You can give right now, any denomination that you choose. You can text the word PUSH, P-U-S-H, to 41444. Text on your cell phone. Most of you have a cell phone. Just text PUSH, P-U-S-H, to 41444, and you can give any amount that you feel comfortable giving. Or call us 773-256-2775, or go to rainbowpush.org and just press donate. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you.
Take a trip and travel through time and learn about some ladies that changed all of our lives. Yeah.
Black women in history, oh, black women in history, black women in history, oh, this is history, yeah, this is history. Black women in history, oh, black women in history, black women in history, history, her story, yeah, this is her story. Black women in history. Gotta say it loud so it's not a mystery. This song is dedicated to your legacy, so it's time we let them know where the sisters be.
Yeah, last name Hamer, first name Fannie Lou, civil rights leader, helped register our people to vote during Jim Crow laws in the 60s, back when blacks couldn't vote in this country.
She paved the way for future politicians, along with the first black congresswoman Shirley Chisholm. Kamala Harris made history as the first ever woman elected VP.
So many suffragists that fought for this, like Nashville's own J. Frankie Pitts, helped register thousands of votes in Tennessee and made a school for black girls in the 1920s. Could not have done it without the pioneers, the women fighting voter suppression for years, like Miss Stacey Abrams and Felicia Davis. There's so many women to name, that's why this is for the black women in history.
Black women in history. This is her story. This is her story. Black women in history. Oh, black
fussy. But real talk, there were so many women who did the same thing, like Claudette Colvin, she was only 15. Arrested because she demanded respect and refused to be told her life was worth less. Ida B. Wells had a similar tale many years before Rosa Parks went to jail. One of the founders of NAACP, born a slave, she was freed in 1863. 1 year later, Rebecca Crumpler, first black woman with a medical degree. Jane Hinton and Alfreda Webb, first women African-American veterinarians. Fast forward 2020, Dr. Kizzy helps to create COVID-19 vaccine. Black women in history, black women in history. This is her story, this is her story. Black women in history, oh, black women in history. Black women in history, her story, yeah, this is her story. You know we love ya, wives and the mothers, sisters and the daughters. You shine like no other. Thank you for breathing, you know we need ya. Thank you for existing. Your presence is a blessing. Your impact and accomplishments, we thank ya. We thank you, thank you.
We're excited to get more people engaged and involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. Now, if you're interested in public policy and you want to help change the policies that impact those who are incarcerated, you can do so. If you're interested in impacting public policies that benefit education and businesses with social economic solutions, you can do that as well. You can become a policymaker by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now. Now, if you believe in the scholarships that we've given to thousands of students each year, you can help us out. We've awarded more than $10 million in scholarships year to date. Now, you can help young people achieve a higher education by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now for the annual fee of only $35. And if you're a student or a senior, it's only $15. You can help us make a difference in the lives of millions. Now, if you watch us every week, or if you listen to us on the radio, or if you're viewing on social media, we need you to become a member. And how do you become a member? It's simple. Visit us at rainbowpush.org and press join. Maybe you'd like to support the work of Push. If so, it's really simple. You can do so by texting the word PUSH, that's P-U-S-H, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give any amount that you feel comfortable giving, or you can call us at 773-256-2775 or go to rainbowpush.org and push donate. So whenever you want to support, you can do it from anywhere. So keep pushing, because we're going to keep pushing for you and keep hope alive.
Hey, this is Bishop Tavis Grant. I want to thank you again. This has been an incredible encounter, and it's once more and again an opportunity for you. You know, I wear this pen everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I wear this pen, and I wear it with pride, and it gives me a sense of prestige and honor knowing that I represent Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson and Rainbow Push Coalition. You know, I make this appeal to you because every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we're serving in one way or another, be it meals, young people, helping the unemployed, helping the uninsured, helping returning citizens, doing voter registration, voter mobilization, or doing community service in some place, some area in this country. We cannot do it without your help and your support. And you can see at the bottom of the screen where you can text right now through mobile giving the word PUSH to 41444, and you can contribute. This is, listen to me, this is International Women's Month. And we're asking this month for you to sow a very special $56 seed. This is our anniversary. We're doing some big things, some great things, some bold things, some courageous things, and I just can't do it without you. You know, Reverend Jesse Jackson needs your support and is soliciting your support to helping us do this work all over the country. You see it on a weekly basis. In some shape or form, we're fighting. Some shape or form, we're moving. Some shape or form, we're organizing, and you help us make the difference. Go to one of those sites at the bottom of the screen right now and give that $56, and let me personally send to you I go through this report on a weekly basis. I tell you over and over again, I'm amazed from Florida, from Massachusetts, from Mississippi, from Arkansas, from here in Chicago, from New York, LA, Atlanta, how many people are giving. But guess what? It doesn't mean anything if you don't give. So I want to appeal to you right now. Being on the Word Network and all these various platforms is expensive, but guess what? It's worth the cost, because the cause is worth it all. And your contribution and your giving and your donation helps us help you. So listen, I want you to go right now, text that word, PUSH, to 41444. Go to www.rainbowpush.org. One of those platforms at the bottom of the screen, and you can give right now. And the reason why I'm stressing right now is because I have no idea the next phone call. I have no idea the next individual. I have no idea, but I want to be there for them. I want to make sure that we can do what we do every day somewhere in the country, somewhere in the world. We are keeping hope alive. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your donation. And thank you for what you do, because we're doing it for you.
We're excited to get more people involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. If you're interested in impacting public policies, if you believe in the scholarships that we give to thousands of students each and every year, you can become a policymaker by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now. For an annual membership of $35, or if you're a student or senior, $15, you can help us make a difference in the lives of millions. How do you become a member? Visit our website at rainbowpush.org and press join. Or maybe you'd like to support us. You can text the word PUSH, that's PUSH, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give any amount you feel comfortable giving. You can also call us at 773-256-2775, or go to rainbowpush.org and push donate. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you.
Dr. Kim, I went to jail with a group of 7 students, July 17, 1960, almost 60 years ago. We never stopped moving. I lost a few jail cells and death. We never stopped moving. I thought it was time to write some of it down so the older generation can learn how we did, and what we did, and how global it was. Whether speaking about Mandela in South Africa, India, Qatar, Gandhi in India, here at home. This book tells the story, so please get it and give it to your friends. Read it, let's argue about it, let's discuss it.
Yep, so the book is Keeping Hope Alive, Sermons and Speeches of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. It's quite a good collection. You know, we've got sermons and speeches from around the globe because you have made such a global impact, not just here in the U.S., but around the world.
Thank you for tuning in to our International Saturday morning broadcast. We need your support. Here are ways to give to Rainbow Push Coalition. Text PUSH, P-U-S-H, to 41444 to support the work of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. and Rainbow Push Coalition. When you shop, Amazon gives. Visit Amazon Smile and select Push for Excellence as your charitable organization by starting your shopping at smile.amazon.com.
Get involved with the movement.
Somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
Join the movement.
If you're not a member, become a member.
I am somebody.
Fighting the most important battles for freedom and justice for all.
You made us change. Oh, trying to bring closer.
Join Rainbow Push.
But you're not pushing me away. Join the movement. Join Rainbow Push. Woo! You continue
sure to join us on our Saturday morning forum on next Saturday. We will continue to bring great content to you. And be sure to like our Facebook page and share when you're watching live. And if you're watching us on YouTube, because that's what you prefer to do, be sure to subscribe to our page so you can continue to get up-to-date information about what is occurring in our organization. We need you. We don't just need your financial support, but we need your hands. We need your participation. So we're asking that you seriously consider joining Rainbow Push, and you can do so by going to our website at rainbowpush.org. Keep hope alive.
We are Sanctuary. We are a sanctuary.
When I think of Rainbow Push, I think of two words: social justice.
Education advocacy.
Political empowerment.
Freedom and equality.
Corporate partnership.
Stop the violence. Save the children. Don't get in. Shut it down. If we don't get in, shut it down.
Political change.
Inclusion, evolution.
Progress, justice.
Jesse Jackson.
Keep hope. Keep hope alive. Alive. Keep hope. Keep hope alive. Alive.
We want to be bridges to end these cultural gaps.
We're going forward. By hope. Not backwards. By fear.